What is up, everybody? So beside me I have the all-new 2020 Nissan Sentra in its fully loaded SR premium package trim level. And in this video I just kind of want to show you guys what this vehicle looks like at nighttime, give you a good look at the exterior lighting as well as the cool interior ambient lighting. And if you're interested in the Sentra at all, be sure to check out our full review that's already on the channel, as well as our top 5 likes and dislikes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now we'll start out by talking about what happens when you walk up to the vehicle and unlock it. Now of course you're not going to have any approach lighting, but when you unlock the car from the outside, as you can see, we do have the daytime running light turn on. So this is the parking lamp. Really has a nice and premium look to it. And then coming back, you will also see that this lower area right here illuminates. So this really gives it a cool and premium vibe. This particular component is actually included in a package on this particular SR Premium, but it definitely has a really cool look. So let's go ahead and get inside and start it up and see what this vehicle looks like fully fired up. So we'll talk about the interior in just a minute, but I do want to talk about the exterior first. And checking out the front of this Sentra. Now, of course, you're going to have that really cool exterior design that you're going to get with this all-new model, but I want to specifically highlight a few different things. So coming up to your headlight itself, this one with the SR with the premium package is going to get these really cool full LED headlights. As you can see, the daytime running light goes down through here. It's LED. We even have an LED turn signal, and both your high beam and low beam are also LED. They're not adaptive, but definitely better end, higher end than what you would expect for a typical vehicle in this segment. And then dropping down, we do also have LED fog lights on this particular model. So overall, this Sentra SR has a really mean and aggressive look at nighttime, and it's made really premium looking with these LED components. Now the mirrors on this SR is going to be blacked out, which gives it that nice stealthy look at night. And I do also want to point out that you do have an LED turn signal indicator. And then come with me as we check out the rear design. Now the rear is not going to look quite as premium as the front, since Nissan doesn't throw in any LED lighting, although that's really not expected for this class of vehicle. So looking here, we do just have a fully incandescent taillight. So all of your components are going to be incandescent, including the turn signal. But I do think it still has a pretty good look overall. They have thrown in some accent lines through here to kind of make it look LED. It's just not LED. And then as far as your license plate lighting, this is also going to be an incandescent light as opposed to that crisp, cool LED light. And then if we pop open the trunk, I do want to talk about the lighting inside of here. Now the specific measurements for this trunk is going to be included in that full review. So if you're interested in knowing the cargo capacity, go check out our full review. But as far as the lighting is, I'm actually very impressed. This has a lot better lighting than something like a Toyota Camry at nighttime. You have this really big and bright bulb right here. This is not LED, but it definitely illuminates the entire trunk area, which is something that you can't take for granted in a sedan like this. Now, when you unlock the door of the Nissan Sentra's interior at nighttime, as you can see, it is very, very well illuminated. I have to give this Nissan Sentra props on how well illuminated this cabin is, because you have these really two bright center dome lights as well as one in the rear. So this really just overall makes this cabin very bright at nighttime, and something that really, you know, like I said, the Toyota Camry had a lot worse lighting than this, so this is pretty impressive. Now let's go ahead and get in and see what it looks like when we start it up. So of course you do have push button start, and the start engine start stop switch will actually pulsate. And then upon firing it up, the center dome lights will turn off, and you will get all of your lit pieces that will fire up. Now before we get into those individual components, I do want to talk about the lighting itself. I did mention that we do have LED lighting on this model, and as you can see out the windshield, These are bright LED lights. These are really cool, bright LED lights. They don't have animations or anything, but they're definitely very bright. And I'll go ahead and turn on the high beam so you can see the range. As you can see, it really illuminates the areas in front really well, and definitely has a very bright look. And it does have auto high beams on this particular model. Now, the other big thing you're probably going to notice is the ambient lighting inside of this cabin. And this is really a very impressive touch for a vehicle in this segment. So as you can see in the cup holders, we do have a blue ambient lit light. Definitely gives it a very premium vibe. And in all of the footwells, you also have blue lighting. Once again, just giving this vehicle a class above feel. And then if I open up this center glove box, you do also have some lighting, and you can actually cycle between different colors inside of this glove box. And that's how you control the colors for the entire vehicle. So as you can see, we're cycling to a pink now, then a red, then a darker red, then a white. So there's really almost any interior color that you're going to want, that you do have that option to customize, which I think is a really neat touch. Now, looking at the rest of this cabin, your gauges are right in front of you. They're nice and bright. You do have that big LCD display, and then coming back, your steering wheel is illuminated in your signature orange Nissan text here. Off to the side, we do also have illuminations here, as well as illuminations for your window switches, which is a nice touch, although it is only going to be for the driver window, not the other 3 windows. And then coming over here to your center stack, you do have a shifter, orange illuminated. And then coming up, you have an orange light right here that kind of illuminates this area. So as you can see, we have something right here, and you can see it at nighttime, which is a nice touch. You have your climate controls with the white font, as well as the blue and red, and just the orange look. And then as far as your display, this dims down quite nicely at nighttime. You do have a blue theme to it. And then finally up here, I do want to mention that we do have an auto-dimming mirror, which is definitely a nice touch, although the exterior mirrors aren't going to be auto-dimming as you would expect. And then up top, we have our controls for the moonroof. This is also going to be lit, so even if you're in a really dark area, you're going to be able to see them just fine. But now let's go ahead and check out the rear seat. Now here in the rear seat, there's not going to be really any specific lighting. Unfortunately, you don't have ambient lighting back here. And your USB port is also not illuminated. Another thing worth pointing out is that the window switch back here does not have a light, so it may be a little tricky to find at nighttime. Well guys, that's going to conclude this night look at the 2020 Nissan Sentra. Now of course, we didn't cover any of the specific information. We do have a video on our channel that discusses that, so be sure to check that out. It's our full review. We also have a top 5 likes and dislikes for this all-new Sentra, so be sure to check both of those videos out, as well as subscribe, where we have tons of other automotive content. And we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.